my beautiful friends, and happy Mother's Day, even to the fathers who are single parents. Single parent, I think, with no mom involved, is what I mean. Maybe she crossed over or something. Maybe he had to get custody of the kids. I don't know, but happy Mother's Day to you too. I had overdone myself yesterday. I was on my leg when I'm not supposed to be yet at all, and I was. It's not like I went full on walking without my crutches, because I did that maybe a couple of times and that's it. I used my crutches a bigger part of the day. I can't say much, but all I can say is sometimes we don't have a choice. And I'm just going to leave that there. I feel like I should tell you something, and it's kind of embarrassing, but I know we've all been there to a point, and it will give me content. Because I was on here, well, not even on here yet, but I was here thinking, oh my God, what am I going to talk about? Once again, I don't have anything to talk about. But I will say this quickly. I know when I was editing my video yesterday, the day before, whenever my last video was, I noticed that I look off like this quite a bit as I'm talking. And I'm sitting there thinking, what is my deal? Why do I do that? Because when I'm in person, I make eye contact, so much so that I've been told it's really intensive. And it's not like I'm doing that, I'm just listening, and I know eye contact is important, especially in dire needs of conversation for the other person. Okay, I'm gonna try not to do that this video, because eye contact is important. Okay, so my embarrassing story, I almost not want to tell you, but it's really embarrassing. Let me scoot up a little bit. And I am in my wheelchair currently, and all my other videos recently since surgery is done out of this wheelchair. So, okay, let me start by saying this. Surgeries and pain medication make it very hard for me to use the restroom, if you catch my drift. And I'm not talking about urinating. It's bad. It has been over a week. I catch myself looking around. I think I do it when I'm trying to think. It's been over a week since surgery has happened. Maybe even longer. I don't know. I'll just stop counting. There's no reason to count. There for the first few days, I took fiber and laxatives. It said soft laxatives or something like that. I took one every day and nothing. And I just kind of gave up, in which I shouldn't have. In fact, I should start those again. Yesterday, I don't remember what I had, but whatever I had, I don't know if it was a drink or food. I'm here to tell you, I started cramping. And in the short past, give or take a day or so before this, I would cramp. Go to the bathroom thinking, yay, we're going to go potty. I don't like the word bowel. But anyway, I would go there and nothing at all. And so being let down, I would just do the paperwork and come back into here to my bedroom. And yesterday, don't know what I ate or drank at this minute, but I started cramping and it was pretty intense. And I'm like, oh, I'm not falling for that again. I'm going to wait until I know it's coming. And the second time it came around was pretty intense and it didn't stop. I think that was one of the times that I got up without crutches or anything and went to the bathroom. And it still hasn't stopped. And it got worse. And I'm here to tell you that it was bad. Thank God I was alone in the house, because I was hollering. It was so bad. I'm not exaggerating. And let me tell you how it went. So I didn't feel anything getting ready to pass. I'm going to be real cryptic here. Sorry. It's just embarrassing. So it was very hard for me to assist, if you catch my drift, as in pushing. Ugh. So anyway, I'm on the toilet and I'm sitting there thinking, oh my God. And it's getting really bad. And so I'm rocking back and forth. Oh my God, and it's bad. I'm starting to break out in the sweat. And within a few more seconds, I'm leaned over. My belly was on my thighs. My hands were behind my knees. and I'm really trying to push things along. I'm rocking back and forth. The pain is continuous and it's severe. And I'm not sitting here being a pansy about it. It was severe. Next thing I know, I am very sweaty to the point where sweat is dropping into my eyeglass lens because I was face down, more or less, rocking back and forth. I even had to put my shirt under my neck because it got where it was real slimy and wet and grody feeling. And so I'm rocking back and forth, rocking back and forth. And finally, I'm guessing about 15 minutes of that, I almost called 911. Because here I am thinking, I must have a bowel constriction. I hope that's the right word. Or something, because things aren't moving. This is very painful. Can you see me calling an ambulance and them loading me up, rocking back and forth with my pants down around my ankles, sweating like a pig and screaming? I'm sitting there trying to think of how that would work, because there would be no way in hell would I be able to pull my pants up, stand up straight, and walk, or even to get on the gurney. It was really bad. And so when I finally started feeling things progressing, I gave it my all. It was very hard. I'm sitting there thinking, I don't care if I pop every blood vessel on my head. This has got to happen. This has got to happen. Slowly, things started happening, and then everything stopped. And the pain subsided, but not all the way. And then it started picking up again, and I'm like, oh my God. And so I assisted in getting things moving. The funniest thing was these were not rock hard. When I had my car accident, was on pain pills for 3 years. Those were rock hard. And by those, you know what I'm talking about, or I hope you do anyway. And I'm trying not to be disgusting, because I could sit here and use very descriptive words that would be pretty disgusting. But anyway, the second time around, some more movement happened. And then finally, I'm like, oh God, I am so wore out. Oh my God, it was so much pain. And so I thought it was done. And so do paperwork, come back in here to the bed and sit down. And I'm like, nope, it's not done, because I started hurting again. So I go in there a total of 4 times. Finally, things really started moving. Then I thought I was finished. And it was about another hour or so, things happened again, and that was the end. Thank God. I don't ever want to experience that ever in my lifetime, ever. So today, I need to take my fiber and laxatives daily without stopping. So there's a little topic for you. I hope I didn't gross you out. I mean, it's natural. Everybody does it. Some talk about it more disgusting than I just did. I know I'm not the only one in the world. There's got to be somebody else out there who goes through surgery and can't do that, and or with pain medication. One other time that this happened, this is going to be a really odd video. I had appendix removal and I almost died, and I was in a hospital 3 days. And when I got home, I was on 3 antibiotics like clockwork. One made me sick, and pain medicine, and I was told to take stool softeners. My then husband was very, very persistent on me taking them. And I wasn't even out of the hospital that long, maybe not even a week. I thought I was out of it, to be honest with you, because I literally almost died. So I was out of it. My thinking process was way off. I don't even remember day by day things that happened. So he was helping me take those. And so he just coincidentally went back out on the road. He was a truck driver. And he went back out on the road and the first day. And it was the crack of morning. And it might have been earlier than that morning. It was like maybe before work was to start. Let's just say that. And I started to work at 8 a.m. And so I woke up same way, in extreme pain. I go to the bathroom. Except that time, it was constricting, because it would come and go. Just like labor pains, and hurt probably just as bad. And so I'm like, this is new and different. What the heck is going on? And every time it would constrict and stay constrict, I would be screaming louder than this time. And then it would relax. And he kept telling me, I can't come home. Give me a friend of mine's phone number to him so he could call her and her come out and help me. It took me a very long time to be able to get that phone number out of my phone. I never thought that being in so much pain would make you have the inability to do certain things that would be that easy. But every time I put my phone down, because I was using it talking to him, I could not thumb through it fast enough to pull her up and then pull up her phone number, because the pain would come back that severe, and I was shaking. And so I gave him the number, we hung up, and then lo and behold, the dam breaks and it was over. But again, I was all sweaty. It was really, really bad. And my poor dog, Phoenix, I miss him tremendously. But anyway, he had his nose like this close to my face because he was so worried about me. He did not move through the whole process. And I feel so bad because I know my screaming and him being that close and having dog ears was probably excruciating for him. But that was so traumatic that when everything was done, I was exhausted. I was so exhausted that I could not go to work. And I crawled back in bed. My then husband didn't like it, but I had to. I had to think of myself because there's no way I could go to work on 8 hours fresh from having surgery, which wasn't that long. I was also made to go back to work early. It was that bad and exhausting that, yeah, as soon as my head hit the pillow, I was out. I didn't even shower because it was that exhausting. And when I woke up, of course, I showered and everything. But yeah, there's 2 of my experiences of hardships. I have something to talk about. On another note, I want to talk about a couple of visits that I've had. I didn't see any entities. I'm not sure what this is, and I always talk about it. I put my phone down because my sleeping pills were fixing to kick in. Put my phone down one night, and I look in front of me, and I see they weren't really geometric shapes. It was like black webbing at my foot of the bed and coming to me. And I'm looking around, and I didn't see any entities moving around in it because I think they do that so I can see them on certain times. Other times, I can see them full on. Sometimes full body, eyes, nose, you name it. I'm just like, okay, if you're not going to show yourself, I'm going to sleep. And as you know, I have said a few times that I'm pretty mad at them. And I'll repeat here why quickly is because I feel like they're playing games with me. It's very hurtful that sometimes they come and don't show themselves. They won't give me answers. They won't channel things to me so I know what the heck's going on. And so I'm just pretty mad at myself also. Okay, and then back to another one. I was the same thing one night. I put my phone down and I happened to look up, and I want to say this one was green webbing like kind of material. And so it's coming at me, and I'm looking up at the ceiling, and it's coming toward me also, very slowly. And I stick my hand up in the air, and it comes and it engulfs my hand. And I'm doing this, and I can feel it. Now, I mentioned it before that it's kind of crunchy. It's like a really fine film that's crunchy. And I'm sitting there doing this, and I can feel it. And then I pulled my hand down, and I looked around for entities, didn't see any. I rolled over and went to sleep. Why they have stopped showing themselves to me recently, I will never know. I cannot understand why. It bothers me. It feels like they've abandoned me. I've said that on more occasions. And I'm offended and sad, all wrapped up in one. I wonder often if it's because I've stopped meditating. I'm not really in a place where I can meditate comfortably. Since my last hip surgery, I should say, I cannot sit Indian style. Although I do know I can sit in any style that I pick and meditate, but I think that around the time I stopped, I was also kind of bitter that they just won't communicate with me. I feel like being who I am, they should be able to stand right in front of me and we have conversation with one another. And it really just, it makes me angry. But anyway, on a better note, I have been struggling to find something to drink that I like. I've been drinking water with this Mio. I don't know if you can see it well. And I hate putting my hand behind it because it's like, oh yeah, every YouTuber does that. But it's orange vanilla and it tastes just like a creamsicle. And that's the only one of those that I can drink. But I've drank it so much for so long that I've been wanting to find something different other than soda. I have found vitamin water and it's strawberry kiwi. And I drank it today or last night actually. I've been drinking on it since then. Then I'm like, oh my God, I can drink these nonstop because they're pretty good. Gatorades on the other hand, I have to like pick and choose because some of them are really disgusting and I can't drink things that are bad. So I want to say also that my daughter was over yesterday, so I didn't do a video. I think it was this morning, last night and this morning. I am just like, I'm so loving this. I really love this. That I had some more comments and I replied. And I just want to say thank you so much. I know I said thank you in another video, but I'm saying thank you again. It's thrilling to finally see that people are commenting on my videos because it hasn't happened in so long, except by friends. But it makes me excited because now I feel like I'm being acknowledged. I am now a YouTuber. Kind of. Yeah. But yeah, thank you once again. My subscribers keep going. I think it's YouTube though. My subscribers will go down a few and then come back up the same amount that I lost and then back down and back up the same amount. So I don't know if I'm losing subscribers and gaining new. I don't know. But if you're new, thank you. I will say also that I live in my Durango. Currently not because I just had hip surgery and I'm recovering. And as soon as I am able to, I will be back in the Durango. But I also am a starseed light worker. And so I'm a medium also, I should say. I'm a hypnotist. And I have a wide variety of things going on in my life. And so I talk about all of that on my YouTube. And I hope none of it creeps you out. I hope none of it makes you feel that I am insane or need counseling. I would agree that I need counseling. Speaking of that, ever since I moved into the Kia first instead of the Durango, that's when I had my first anxiety attack. Before I even woke up, I had a full-blown attack. I felt it as I was waking up because I started self-talking to me. I have this kind of control over myself where, for instance, I can feel that. And before I'm all the way awake, I can self-talk myself. You know, it's okay, Alora. Just wake up slowly with ease. Inhale deep, exhale, you know. And that helped quite a bit. I just pictured myself sitting up very fast and screaming and really just freaking out until I passed out because it was very hard to breathe, but I made it through that day. And so I'm inhaling really deep. I had a few more and I told myself, I can't keep doing this. I can't stay in the Kia no more. I've got to do something. And I knew I wanted to give the Kia to my daughter because her car was a piece of crap fixing to break down. She's disabled and can't afford a car on her own and make payments. Thank goodness I refinanced it because my payments were then and still now $212 a month. So I went and got this Durango. I was supposed to get a van. That's another long story, but I ended up getting this Durango. It has 3 rows of seating. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, I can do this. So I laid down the first 2 back rows and I can lay down flat. and I have my stuff on the other side of me, and I have a cot mattress in there and stuff. But I don't have that many anxiety attacks in the Durango. But I do have them when things are not going well for me and they're coming too easy. So I need to reach out and get therapy and or medication until they stop. Years ago, I would have depression and anxiety and panic attacks. And I think some of my current attacks are panic attacks. I got on medicine until I leveled out. Now, during my awakening, my star family / guides took away my depression. But now, oddly, I have panic attacks and anxiety. So I do know, without a doubt, and I'm not embarrassed by it, that I need to go and see if I can get therapy. My job has it where you can do it online. I just need to get my act together and doing that. I don't know if they'll give me the same medication that I was on years ago. I hope they do because it worked really well for me. But that medication is kind of tied into the level of certain pain medications. Barbiturate, maybe? I don't want to say the name of the medication, but it was, when I was on it, was take one as needed. And let's just say I would get 30 pills a month. And I would probably only just use 15 pills a month. And then I started going through a really bad time. So I started using, I think I said twice a day on the bottle. And so I started using it twice a day to help me get through these difficult times. And in doing that, my doctor took me off of them. I can never figure out why, and she would never tell me. And I don't know why she wouldn't tell me. She just kept avoiding the question. But I would like to get back on that medicine. I do feel, because I had a backup supply because I didn't take them every single day, but I caught up. Although I still didn't go over my limit. I got where I used up all the medicine I didn't use and used that like another extra a day because I was having a very difficult and bad time. And you shouldn't do that to yourself because it's not good for you. Your mental health is very important. Now I feel like I'm doing a sponsorship, but I'm not. Yeah, on a serious note, your mental health means so much to yourself, your body. Don't let yourself suffer like that. Don't have any shame in taking care of yourself. Just do it. Be happy again. I had the baby blues, and after my last delivery, and I was ashamed. I was seriously considering unaliving myself because of my mental status. That's the way my mind was working. I wouldn't let that show with my kid's dad, and finally it got really bad. And finally he said, "You need to go." And I did, and now I don't regret it. I look back and feel that was the best thing that I've ever done because I leveled out and was able to stop my medication after several months. And I'm so thankful that I did that because I was not in a good place. It felt like I knew it wasn't where I needed to be mentally. But then on the other hand, it felt like, well, this is how I'm feeling. Is this what I'm supposed to be feeling? What's going on? It's what I didn't understand. Yeah, that's how that went. And ever since then, I do not hesitate to go to a therapist or even a counselor just to talk about things. Being a child of a mother who always said I was sick in the head and always needed head help. I was stupid. Everything that came out of her mouth talking to me was negative and abusive. And growing up as an adult, I took care of that. I took care of that when I started finding out that I was none of that. It was, in fact, her, not me. Once I got myself leveled out into my early adulthood, I noticed that it is very important for me to stay where I was mentally. And I worked on it, and I'm proud of myself. Looking back now, I'm like, wow, I can't believe I did that. I never really thought really well of myself, and that was because of my upbringing. But as time progressed and I started taking care of myself and I got older, I'm like, wow, I did that. I fixed that problem that I thought was me. And that was by medicine. Sometimes we just need medicine. It doesn't mean it's a permanent situation. Now, if you have bipolar or schizophrenic, I think those are the people who need medication for the rest of their lives. And if you're one of them, correct me if I'm wrong, if that statement was incorrect, but I want to say that I've heard that once you get off the medicine, you think, oh, I'm doing good. I don't need these anymore. Well, you're doing good because you're on medicine. But the minute you stop the medicine, you go downhill quickly again. Then you have to start over. Those type of people have to keep taking the medicine to be normalized, if that's the correct term. But yeah, if you stop medicine, and there's other health concerns, mental health concerns that require you to take the medicine for the rest of your life. Don't be ashamed of doing that. You are important. I'm just going to say that. You are important. You take care of yourself. Nobody else is going to do it on that level. It's got to be you. And I want to say, for those of you who are taking care of yourself, I am so proud of you. That is very, very difficult, and I am so proud of you. And I want to say I have faith in you, and don't stop taking care of yourself. Keep doing it. It's very hard. It's very hard to keep taking care of yourself on that mental health level. It really is. I'm not that bad, and it's hard for me. So I'm just going to say that because it's hard. Me, for not having a lot to talk about in this video before it started, I have a 30-minute video almost. Those make me proud, but it's so nerve-wracking to a point because it takes me forever to edit them. But I don't mind because it gets my videos out there and you guys watch them, and that is what makes me happy. It makes me more excited than you will know. So, friends, I'm going to end this here. I love you so, so much. And I'm going to send each and every one of you love, light, and peace. Bye.